Hey guys, I have a basic brown eye look for you today, and I'm going to start off by applying my Maybelline Better Skin Foundation with a big fluffy brush in the shade 20 Classic Ivory. Next, I'm going to be taking the Milani Brow and Eye Highlighters in the number 03. It has the color Vanilla on one end and Natural Taupe on the other. I'm only going to be using the Natural Taupe color. And this pencil is a really fat eyebrow pencil. I'm using it instead of a brow powder today to intensify the color of my eyebrows and emphasize them. The only problem is I can't find a pencil sharpener for this pencil. Like, I've bought 3 different makeup pencil sharpeners that look big, and none of them were big enough to sharpen this pencil. So if you guys have any idea of what I could buy that would sharpen this really big and chunky brow pencil and would like to comment it below, I would greatly appreciate that, because this is down to a nub and I really need to sharpen it. Next, I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. It's meant to hide dark circles, and it's in the shade Fair, and I'm just applying that in a really big triangle underneath my eyes. And then I'm taking my Maybelline CoverStick concealer, that is if I can fix it, to my Cupid's bow and under my lower lip, edge of the nose, bridge of the nose, and above my eyebrows and my forehead to highlight as usual. And I'm going to buff that out with my finger. It's in the shade Ivory as well. I will be setting this concealer with the Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder in 01 Light with a big fluffy brush. Everywhere we applied concealer, including under the eyes, needs to be set with a powder so it doesn't crease. This powder is slightly tinted, but you can use a translucent powder if you prefer. After applying the setting powder, I'm going to be warming up my face with the Light Bronzing Pearls by Physicians Formula on that same fluffy brush. I'm just applying this in the places we would usually contour, like along my jawline and the hollows of my cheeks, also to my forehead, just to warm up the face a little bit and make me look less pale, unnaturally pale from my foundation. With that same fluffy brush to buff it out, I'm going to be applying a Fit Me bronzer by Maybelline in the shade Medium Bronze. And I'm also going to be applying an INSTAIN cheek stain by TheBalm in the color Swiss Dot. With that same fluffy brush, I'm going to apply an INSTAIN by TheBalm Cosmetics. It's a sample size. It's a cheek and lip stain. Then I'm going to take my Scotch tape and rip off a couple of small pieces, take away some of the sticky on the back of my hand, and apply it from the outer corner to the end of my eyebrow, angled kind of towards the top of my ears. The first eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using is the Meet Matte Nudes palette by TheBalm Cosmetics, and I'm going to be taking on a medium flat shader brush the shade Matte Lombardy. It's a yellow brownish color, and I'm going to apply that from the inner corner about halfway across the lid. Just patting that on there. You really have to intensify it because it is like a matte yellow brown color. Next, I'm going to be taking the Metamorphosis palette by ColourPop Cosmetics, and I'm going to take the color Strength out of that, and on the same shader brush, I'm going to apply that from the middle of the lid to the outer corner. And I'm really patting it on with that brush because it's a cream shadow, and it does do better when you apply it with your fingers, but I want precision here. And I'm also taking that and applying it a little in the crease and up that tape pretty far. I want to make a triangle with this color, and I just keep patting and patting up the tape halfway across the lid until I get the color consistency that I want. I'm even taking it on a fluffier brush and applying it in the crease as well, blending it out like that a little bit too. Then on a shader brush, I'm taking Matte Rosen. It's a warm, darker brown from the Meet the Matte Nudes palette. And I'm applying it over that ColourPop shadow, more towards the lid and along the tape, less in the crease than the other one. And I'm going to buff it out with a fluffy blending brush by BH Cosmetics. And I'm also going to buff out that crease a little bit. Then I'm going to take the white color from the TheBalm palette called Matte Malloy. It's a really white shadow. And I'm going to apply that as a brow bone highlight, and I'm going to use it to blend out that ColourPop color a little bit. Next, on a very precise, tiny angled brush, I'm going to be using a black gel liner by Maybelline. It's called the Maybelline New York Eyestudio gel liner, and it's in the shade Blackest Black. Using the same system that I would if I were applying a liquid liner, drawing it straight across, taking my wing really far up that tape, and then filling it in. The tape kind of acts like a barrier, so your wing's going to look really sharp when you're done. And I'm also going to take a little bit of that in the waterline around my tear duct, very, very carefully on the inside, like almost like I was tight lining the tear duct. And I'm just doing the same thing to the other eye. Again, the tear duct. And this wing is pretty long for me. It's not very thick, but it's a long wing. It'll look nice and sharp when we remove that tape. But in the waterline around that very faintly, just to define it and give it the look a little more drama, since we are using such neutral browns. It is meant to be a neutral look, but I still want it to be a little bit sassy. And I'm taking that gel liner and just intensifying it, and this gel liner does wear really well. It's very long wearing, and it wears well in the lash line. And I'm taking it from around that inner tear duct very carefully, and I'm also going to take it and apply it to my lower waterline about 2/3 of the way across. I am leaving a little bit of a space between the little tear duct loop and the eyeliner I'm applying from the outer corner 2/3 of the way across. That little space is there on purpose. And I'm going to take this flat definer brush by BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to pick up a mix of the shades Matte Garcia and Matte Rosen from the TheBalm Meet Matte Nudes palette. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. And I'm going to use it to fill in that little space between the two eyeliners using that dark brown. And I'm also going to smudge it in the lower lash line under the gel liner that we applied 2/3 of the way across. I think it makes for an interesting color contrast. And then off camera, I'm going to curl my eyelashes and apply the Max Volume Black Mascara. And I'm also going to be applying false lashes for you guys today. I'm using the Demi Wispies Black Lashes by Ardell and their Black Duo Lash Glue. That's what the final result looks like after I do that off camera. I love these lashes. They are my favorite. Like, it's just enough to add a little bit of an edge and some oomph, but at the same time, the lashes are tapered. There's two different lengths in the set, and they're tapered kind of like a cat eye. They get thicker towards the outer edge of the eye and thinner like your natural lashes do towards the inner corner. So it's dramatic, but it's not drag queen dramatic. So that's why they are my favorite. And again, they're Demi Wispies in black. I have tweezers in my hand as a precaution, but I'm going to take the Max Volume Black Mascara and I'm going to apply that to my real lashes and my falsies. It kind of brings them together, makes them look a little less fake, more natural. Then I'm going to take a Milani lip liner in 05 Hot Pink, and I'm going to line my lips with it and fill my lips in. It's a little bit of a brighter pink than the lip color I'm going to use today. A little bit more Barbie pink than the lip color, but it's the closest shade that I had, and it works. So using that to overline just a little bit and then fill in. I'm using a creamy lips color by City Colors in the shade Hibiscus Martini. It's like a really dark fall pink. A little dark for everyday, more of an everyday fall look, but this is a lip color that dries like a semi-matte, has some gloss to it, and it does supposedly have staining power. which is good so it doesn't just wipe off like a lip gloss, but it is not a liquid lipstick, so that is why I chose to use a liner with this. And I'm just taking that and defining my Cupid's bow, filling in the lips. Then I'm going to take that little flat definer brush and I am going to clean up around the Cupid's bow with my Maybelline CoverStick. And I'm going to clean up a little under the lip where I made some mistakes and just kind of make my lips look more flawless and put together than if I had just, slapped some lip gloss on. It looks a little bit more professional this way, nice and cleaned up. And after that, our look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this basic nude brown eye tutorial and watch the associated Color City Cosmetics haul that's going to be posted. And I will see you guys next time after I spray this setting spray. Have a nice night. Bye.